back, new day today. And so had a couple errands earlier, so now I'm gonna get to work on trying to get this sprayer ready and some different things. One thing was I wasn't expecting to do, but right here on this fill, it's just to get fresh water out, wash your hands or different things. They got the handle broke, and then so I took it off, but then I look inside. Where's the camera? Oh, look at all that junk. I guess that's like algae buildup and junk. So I'm thinking with the kind of the clear plastic that allows the sun to get in there and let that stuff grow. So best I could find without going straight to Wiley was this little, what is it made out of? I don't know. It's gray. I don't know. We'll see if it works though. Threads should match, and it wasn't very expensive, so see if that works. Stop there. I don't know if I can make another round, but we'll see if it works. There's no pressure here. It's just gravity fed from the tank, so I didn't put any Teflon tape or anything, so we'll see. All right, moving along. Next thing, I got the hardware for those steps, and so I'm gonna go put those back on the grain drill. Business. There's number 2, and there's the first one. All right, so remember my little accident yesterday where I didn't plug the bottom? Well, this will help get that put in, and then on the pump there's a little plug also that I got from back to Dad, and that goes right there. Can you see that? Right there. So I'll get those plugged, and I'll need to change the oil and get a new air filter on the pump engine here. I don't have that today, but I can at least get this plugged, and then I'm going to run some water in and have that ready so that I can flush the sprayer. All right, there's where I'll be working. Let's see if I can crawl under there now. Glad I poured all this water out so it was a little more wet under here. That's not going anywhere. All right, now I'm gonna do this little plug. I'm gonna put a little bit of this Teflon paste to help seal those threads on that cast iron Dad said aren't the greatest, so that'll help kind of seal that up. All right, here we go. Hooked up. Let's try this again. All right, water is definitely pouring in. Hopefully it's not pouring out. I think we're good. I finally got the pump going, pumping water in this fresh fill valve that I put in. It's not leaking. At least yet. That's been a chore, but get some water, fill it up here, get some, a little bit more in the tank, and then I'll finally be able to flush it. It's been a little bit of a chore. Well, it was supposed to not be windy today. That's not worked out. But got this finally going. I was missing another part. There's a filter right underneath there that I didn't have, so I went and got that. Got the freshwater tank full. Got some water in the main tank. I'm gonna go flush that, but first I need to change the oil on the motor on the pump here, and it's warmed up, so now is a good time. I'm gonna do that. Alright, now got it drained. Going to fill her back up with the exact estimate of 0.6 quarts. Let's see what I can do here. Gonna have to pour real slow. Or I could have got a funnel, but I didn't. Decided to go get a funnel. I was taking too long. I was making too big of a mess. Maybe this will help. I don't know. Oh yeah, much better. Well, it's full. If you can see that, it's coming out the bottom. So a little too much, but you're supposed to be able to see it. I can definitely see it. Well, I got getting it washed out. It's loud, it's windy, but just got the boom sprayed out. There was pink liquid coming out, so definitely a bunch of the boom. That's what we want, so it wouldn't freeze. Right now, I'm draining the tank. You can see that's a pink color in there too, so the antifreeze. That's just from everything I did. I washed it all out from all the different valves and different things and flushed it into the main tank and kept the freshwater tank clean. And so I blew clean water through the boom and everything. And so that'll just gravity release this. And I'm going to rinse up there at the top. Up there at the top, there's a rinse for the tank. I'll wash the tank down again. And then whatever's left of the fresh water, I'll spray through the boom. I think that should be clean. All right, well, I got the sprayer all cleaned out. So now I'm going to spray out all of the nozzles and strainers and put the new tips in that I bought. And I've got 61 of those to do, and I'm not going to film all that because it's the same thing over and over again. But just imagine I'll be filming all these, or changing out all of these. I'll get that knocked out, and that'll be end of this day. Change of plans. I'm going to get the sprayer going. We're not going to spray wheat. I'm going to go spray that fallow ground, that hen bit, which Grandma has some in the yard. Like a pretty purple flower, but it's a weed. And so I'm going to spray that because it's already blooming, and we got some really heavy wind and chance of rain starting tomorrow and the next day. So go ahead and get that knocked out, and then if there is time, I'll switch to spraying the wheat. But it's the hen bit that's in the wheat's not as developed. It's not blooming yet, so I got a little more time on that. But so that's the plan. Getting some diesel in the sprayer tractor and clean the strainers. These I did a little strainers, but this is why. Check your strainers. That junk just settles in there, and that can get flushed into the boom, and then all of that junk also on those little strainers. And I already did all that last night. I don't want to have to clean those again. So getting these cleaned out, check the air pressure on the tires, and then I'm gonna fill up and start spraying. Got a crop duster going over there. I don't know what he's spraying. Maybe, I don't know. Not sure what he's doing. He's not getting any lower. All right, he's back. He sprayed some wheat over there. There's definitely weeds here in front of me, but then on the other side there's none, and on the other side there's none, and that corresponds with this screen here. And Dad didn't finish spraying this last right before cotton harvest, because there really wasn't much weed pressure here. So a little bit more, but I'm gonna get this cleaned up. The rest of the field still is pretty clean for now. More weeds will come. That's one of the guarantees in life. So I'm gonna do this, 15-20 acres, and then go over to his house. On that whole patch we didn't do any of it, but first so I've got to put product through to the boom. So what's in the hoses from the tank to the boom is what I sprayed last, which would be just the water. And so if I just started spraying right now, then I would spray just water for the first however long until the product that's in the tank got through the line and got to the nozzle. So I'm gonna push through probably about 20 gallons, make sure all the nozzles are spraying, and then at 20 gallons, I'll know for sure that there is the product at the nozzle tip that I want, and then I should be able just to roll. All right, I'm gonna do one boom at a time and make sure I can see that all the nozzles are spraying. Hard to tell. But it appears that they are all working so far. Middle section you cannot see. I'm going to turn them all on now, and I'm going to go out there real quick and make sure that there's no issues. Alright, this is going to go down pretty quick. I only want to go to 1260. I'm going to try to get out there, so I'm going to start it, and I'm going to run out there hopefully and get everything checked. Here we go. Like everything is working. Oh, and look, we made it. All right, boom is pressured up, ready to go. All's good, holding the rate that we want. Would have been a real bummer if all those nozzles had not been working, because I just put brand new ones in and I would have had to take some more out. So it worked as it should. Brand new nozzles, sprayed well, and now we're going. All right, well, I got that Roundup sprayed out, so now I'm back here. I'm gonna fill up with the chemicals. Well, actually, I gotta flush this a little bit more. I got it mostly flushed out in the field. I'm gonna add a little bit more fresh water and take some of these nozzles off and flush it out better. Make sure there's no residual Roundup in the booms, because that will kill the wheat, and we would like to not kill the wheat. And so that'll be important for me to do that. So get those flushed, and I'll come back over here and fill up with and trade out my new chemicals and adjuvants, because actually I won't be using almost anything the same with this spray. So yeah, that's the plan. Got some kind of cloudy, overcast weather. The wind has stayed down, which has been nice. And hopefully I'm going to try to get at least one field, 80 acres done. That'll probably be I don't know, we'll see. At least get one field where it's the worst, and that'll be good. I'll feel good about that before the wind hits tomorrow. All right, so now I'm taking off the end nozzle off of every section. So that ends, and that's section 1, and then here's the start of section 2. So I take the ends off of every nozzle, because even though I ran a bunch of clean water through the spray tips, there still could be some caught in each of these sections. So I'll take off each end point, and then we'll blow out each section individually, and then it will be clean. All right, so here we go. Flush out this one. Maybe. Turn on the master switch first. Yeah, that's what I meant to do. Now, there we go. And I think you'll get the idea. I'll do this on every section. Okay, so got it filled up, going to spray. It's getting later in the afternoon. It's about 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna get over here. This field has power lines on this this one side, and so I'm gonna always make the perimeter. I'll make the perimeter. I'll be able to see around the power lines. So glad to get that done. And then I'll have this tank. I can spray about 120 acres with this tank, and this field's gonna be about 80. So I'll just jump across the county road once I finish this field and spray out the other 40 acres here. I'll get maybe half of this other side done and then finish up, probably not tomorrow or the next day, but next time I can spray. But I'm going now. I'm right up next to where we're gonna plant cotton next year, and so this chemical, Ally, is really good. It's really cheap. It controls broadleaf really well. You can spray it over the top of wheat and it doesn't hurt it. We didn't spray it last year because we didn't get a lot of rain. We didn't know if it would break down over time, because it also will not let broadleaves come up. It kills them and keeps them from coming up. And so cotton's a broadleaf, and you wouldn't want to spray this over your cotton ground because it would keep it from coming up. That's why we had some volunteer cotton, because we didn't spray it. Normally this will keep some of that volunteer cotton away. So I'm right up next to this cotton ground, and so I've slowed down a little bit. I've lowered the RPMs on the tractor and lowered the boom down lower to the ground. So to lower the pressure, the bigger those water droplets will be, and so they're less likely to float. Now I've got a really slight, like 7-mile-an-hour wind going like this, south, so kind of towards that ground. So I shouldn't get a lot of drift, but lower the boom, gets that droplets to the ground, hopefully better, and then lower speed, lower RPMs, increases those droplet sizes. So that's the plan. Well, I didn't think I'd be spraying today, but woke up. The wind was really low, kind of like how we ended the night. The wind is definitely going to be high this afternoon, but getting this tank sprayed out, I may even fill up another time and see if I have a chance to get some done before the wind gets here. So here's what I'm watching. I know there's a cloud over there that is on the radar producing. That's, multiple, 100 miles away from us. But this popped up literally as I made the way around the field, and I don't think it's gonna bring any rain, but obviously the atmosphere is active and we got a chance for some severe weather and some thunderstorms today. So hope we get those with the rain, not the other bad stuff. But if it does start raining, I'll need to stop spraying because I'll just be washing off chemical. Well, the rain clouds held off. They actually popped up just this direction, just right after I showed you they were looking black, and they popped up, and so we may have missed, I don't know, we may have missed the worst of the severe chances, but still definitely looks kind of cloudy and overcast, hoping we can get some rain out of this. But I was able to get more done today than I thought. I got this tank almost empty, 64 gallons left. I'll get it sprayed out, and then the wind is supposed to really pick up, like possible 50-mile-an-hour wind. So I will spray this out, and then it'll be time for a late lunch, and then we'll see what happens next. All right, just finished spraying, but quick last minute deal is we got the 8260 in the barn. So thankful to have the space to do that. Just push the stripper and the skid steer up and plenty of room. We've got to change the engine oil, change the hydraulic oil. It's time for that. Some different belts, and grease the fan clutch, and just different things. So if it's going to be windy, it's a lot nicer and easier to work on oil and things like that when you're not outside. So thankful for that. We'll get it in, and then if I can't spray, then we can definitely work on this, because I need to get this hooked up to the strip till bar and to get the strip till going. And then we plant with this. This is our kind of our workhorse for heavier implements. Well, that'll be the end of the work for today. We're getting a little bit of rain. It's not super heavy right now. Hopefully we're getting more south on the land, but thunder's rumbling, lightning's pretty good. I don't know if you hear that thunder or not. Had a little bit of hail in it so far, tiny, just tinging off the metal roof on the carport. But yeah, thankful for the rain. But that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching.